Hey guys, welcome back to Nightfall Adventures. I'm Nick.
And I'm Austin.
Today we're going to be doing a quick how-to tip video on blowing a squaller. We've had some requests on the things that we use and how we use them, our tactics on different scenarios in coon hunting. So one recently was how we blow a squaller, and if we'd be interested in making a tip video or a how-to video. So before we even get into this, I want you guys to know this isn't a video of me telling you that we're the best squaller blowers in the world. That's not what this is about, or that your way that you do it's wrong and ours is right. It's not like that. And I'm sure most of you that are watching this, you're already really good at blowing a squaller. You don't need any tips or advice. So this video is directed toward maybe youth. I know that there's quite a bit of youth that actually watch our channel. So we're always interested in helping kids out, you know what I mean, and inspiring them and motivating them into wanting to, stay interested in coon hunting, because, it's a dying sport. A lot of people may not realize that. There's still quite a few coon hunters in this world, but at the same time, every time a old timer passes away, you know what I mean, his kids or grandkids may not ever pick it up unless they've already been introduced to it heavily and actually got an interest for it. So, we have to make sure that we keep motivating and inspiring these kids out here and getting them in the woods with these dogs and showing them a good time, because if we don't, it's not going to be around. We're both in our 20s, and by the time we have kids our age, the population of coon hunters may only be half of what it is now, and I don't think it's that much to begin with. So hopefully we can keep that going and keep the kids interested. That's definitely the main goal. But other than that, this is directed toward the youth. It's directed toward people that may have just got into coon hunting. And also, maybe you've coon hunted for 20, 30 years and you're not that good at blowing a squaller, or you don't think you are, and you're looking to pick up some, new ways of doing it, some new ideas, some new tactics. And I think that maybe we can help you out on that. So I'm going to turn this video over to Austin, and he's going to let you guys know how he does it.
Okay, the squaller that we've been using, this JC call. Scott Kristen, I think it is, he makes them. He's out of Washington, Indiana?
Yeah.
I seen him on Facebook, and what caught my eye about him was the way he designs them and customizes them. They look awesome, and I like that they're wooden squallers. I like the sound of wooden squallers. But that one video back in February, that coon attack video, I swallowed that one out.
Yeah.
And a couple of you asked what squaller I was using. It was a Bad Man, and it was a good squaller. I got coons to look and jump out, but I blew the reeds out of it from just blowing in it so much. And a buddy of ours, he used one, and he had the same problem with the reeds blowing out. But we've been using the JC call, and it's a great squaller. And there's two ways that I use a squaller. I flutter my tongue, then I just blow in it. That's the most effective way, I think. I've got them to look and jump out by blowing in it instead of just fluttering. Fluttering, I just get them to look for a couple seconds. But I'll show you the ways I do it and how I work my hands. Here's fluttering and blowing. But it's mostly how you just work your hands, really. If you don't know how to flutter, that's all right. You really don't need to, because, like I said, I've had more luck at just straight blowing in it.
Yeah. Now, in your opinion, do you think that blowing into a squaller without the flutter puts more, strain on the reeds, and you can blow them out faster?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's definitely something you have to keep in mind when you do it. You may go through squallers faster. I've had this squaller now for, I don't know, two and a half weeks maybe. And we've been using the crap out of it, and it's really a great squaller. I love it. But it's held up really well. which, any squaller should hold up 2 or 3 weeks. But, later on, maybe 6 months from now or once we get into season, and we hunt quite a bit. I mean, most of the time, we're not putting a video out every time that we go to the woods. Because if we were doing that, we'd be putting up 5 videos a week. But we use them a lot, and so far it's holding up really well. But another thing I wanted to, talk about, in the summertime when there's a lot of leaves and you go into a tree, you get in there, you get with your low light, and you just do a real soft flutter. You don't really blow into it real hard to produce that loud sound. You just, blowing just enough to get it to produce that, that squaller sound. And most of the time, you'll always get a reaction. If the coon's there, you'll get it to look. Not always, but a lot of the times you will. Now, you go in, you do that, and then you hit your high side, your spot, and you still haven't found the coon yet, and you start really bellowing out with that squaller, and then you try to go back to your low light, your dim or your colored, and start doing the soft flutter again. From what we've found out, that doesn't always work too good because you've already disrupted, I guess, that coon. You've already...
And especially where we hunt the most, it's state ground, everyone hunts it, them coons get hunted to death, and they pretty much know
very
what's
heavily
going
pressured
on.
Property,
But like in southern Ohio, in that video, I think that was the first time it's ever been coon hunted.
Yeah, I think we're the only people that have permission. If it is getting coon hunted, they're trespassing, but to our knowledge, nobody's coon hunting it besides us. So the coon's there, they're not, and they're big coon, they're mature coon. I'd say, they're definitely they're not kittens by any means, and they're pretty easy to get to look. They look really fast and they react well. But like what Austin was saying, around here we do hunt some state ground quite often because it's pretty good hunting over there, to a degree. But
yeah, it's closer, just easier to get to.
Exactly, it's close,
and there's quite a few places around there that we can hunt. There's a lot of pull offs and places we can just pull off, dump the dogs out.
I think the total acreage, which there's a lake there that's really big, but I think the total acreage for that state ground's like 56 or 5,700 acres.
I just know it's big enough to cut loose in.
Yeah, it's really big. So there's a lot of hunting there. You can hunt there
all night, no problem.
Yeah, you can hunt.
I've done it quite a few times.
Yeah. Shoot, I've been hunting there for 10 years. You've been hunting there for, 12, 13 years probably? So we know it pretty good. We know, where the coon are, where they should be. But, like we had said, there's a lot of people that hunt it, just like us. And sometimes you got to get there right at dark to be able to beat somebody to a certain spot you might be wanting to go to. If you wait too long, chances of somebody already hunting it earlier in the night is, extremely likely. But what is some of your tactics on how you would blow squaller in the summer compared to like late season when there's no leaves or no vegetation?
Well, in the wintertime, when season's in, I just don't even carry a squaller, maybe every now and then. But in the summertime, I always got one on me. Because that's 9 times out of 10, that's how you're going to find them.
Right.
Like making them look. But when we're walking into a tree, I just walk in with my red light on and just start fluttering around for a couple minutes. But if nothing don't look, I just start blowing in it and seeing if that coon will go nuts if it's there.
So show them, like when we're talking about walking into a tree with a low light in the summertime and it's real thick and it's obvious you're probably not going to find it without it looking, show them kind of what a real soft flutter sounds like. That way they have an idea compared to a full-blown, loud flutter.
Yeah, so how I start out blowing it, as soon as I get to the tree, I just probably do that for about 3 or 4 minutes, and if I can't find nothing, I'll just go nuts with and just blow in it, and
start
then,
doing like
yeah.
that scream.
But then if nothing looks, I get tired of squalling and turn that bright light on and try to
Hit them with
find
a
some
spot.
fur.
Yeah, and you don't always find coon. Like just like those competition guys that run them hunts all summer long. It isn't real likely that your dog's going to get minused out in the summer like they would in season, because most of the trees, unless they're treating on little saplings that are obvious slicks and they're not touching any other trees around, especially like in PKC, you can't really you can win with minus points, and in UKC you do have to get
There's
plus
got to be
points.
a coon scene.
Right. So in PKC there's a lot of dogs that win casts that may or may not have even treed coon, which I'm not saying anything negative about that, but that's the upside and the downside of hunting summer for competition hunts compared to season. Because if your dog trees slick during season, if that tree's not a den or it's not going up into another tree that could possibly hide a coon, you're going to take a minus on that. But even for pleasure hunting, which we all do, it's mainly our passion. We don't really run hunts too much. I have in the past, but it's not really my favorite thing. I don't care much about it. We just like pleasure hunting and having fun. But when you shine a tree in the summer and you don't find a coon, don't automatically think that your dog's slick, and you can't automatically think that it's there either. You have to give that dog the benefit of the doubt. And a lot of you guys out there, once you get a good handle on your dog and that dog, like we all do, after you've hunted it for a few years and you have it down pat, you can always tell when a dog's comes treed and he doesn't sound right or he doesn't throw out a locate, and you're like, okay, there's something fishy there. The dog kind of tells on itself most of the time, so you just have to try to be the best handler you can, learn your dog, and judge it accordingly to the situation. But yeah, hopefully this video helped you guys out and give you a new perspective on it, and also maybe some tips for those of you that haven't really been that successful or haven't been that good at blowing a squaller. Don't give up on it. They're definitely a useful, helpful tool in the coon hunting world. So also I wanted to tell you guys, we're going to be over at Autumn Oaks this year. We'll only be there on Friday. I wish we could be there the whole end of the week and into the weekend, but
What date will that be? Friday? 31st.
I'll look it up right now because I'm not 100% positive. Yeah, Friday the 31st is the day that we'll be there. So I have a family reunion Saturday and Sunday, so I'm already obligated to go to that. But we're going to be over there all day Friday, so if you guys are going to be there, look us up and say hello. But
and go check out JC Calls. And
yeah, definitely.
They make a really great squaller.
Yeah, Scott Kristen, he owns that company. He lives in Washington, Indiana. He's a super nice guy. He was more than happy to support us in what we're doing and help us out. And we don't take that lightly. We really appreciate it, and anything we can do to help him, we're going to do it. And also, show him your support. Check him out. Get you a custom squaller ordered. He has all those. Like you've seen in the other video, he's got a ton of different color combos he can do. And if he can't produce a squaller that you like, then I don't know if you'll find one, But also, and he does the options with the bands, you can put a name on it or whatever you want. But definitely a good quality wood squaller for sure.
And I think if you order one, I'm pretty sure it's about $38. But for a custom-made squaller, any color you want, and with your name or whatever you want to put around there, you really can't beat that.
No, he's not overcharging by any means. Any of you out there that have any knowledge on squallers, that you can pay $50, $60, $70 for a squaller, and maybe more. I don't know if they get higher than $70, but I've definitely heard of plenty of them, between that $50 and $70 range. And for the price that he's charging for that squaller, that's a great price. He's not gouging anybody. And don't think that it's not a quality built, squaller because it's not $60. that's not the case. He puts seriously good work into these. You know, they're double reed, and they're an awesome squaller. I really like them, and I plan on using them for a long time. So.
And what I really like about it is how light it is.
Yeah, it doesn't weigh.
The lightest squaller I've ever had.
And it produces
like what
such
he
a good
said,
sound.
I'm picky on squallers and
Yeah.
picky on
That's saying it lightly.
lights, squallers.
To hear him compliment a squaller is like you're wondering if he's sick or not, because it doesn't happen that often. So when he says something good about a squaller, it must be nice. So we've seen countless squallers that he's just like, you know, they're all right, you know what I mean? But he definitely has bragged on that one from the beginning, you know, the looks and how it sounds. So definitely happy with it for sure. I appreciate Scott, you know, sending that to me for sure. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we end the video?
Just
All right.
go check out these squallers, and thanks for the support.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, so that way you can, you know, be notified whenever I post new videos. And we appreciate the support. You know, like, comment, share, tell your friends and family. So hopefully we'll see you guys soon.